Today on Dead Dodge Garage, a classic Dodge. I really do keep rolling out the hits, don't I? Ooh, crew cab. Also, it's hot. This is a 1967 Dodge Coronet 500, although it does have other aspirations. I love the taillights on the 500. They're one of the coolest pieces. The Go Fast scoops, awesome. They have a slightly different crosshair grille arrangement and blackout treatment there compared to the standard Coronet or the 440. We just happen to have another one of these around. Wow. Yeah, it should say that on that two-door over there. And you could just barely see that hint of red on this one, but it does still say 500. That's pretty cool. Might be marking its territory slightly. This car actually belongs to a subscriber with the handle Jaybird. Fortunately, I didn't get to meet him when he dropped it off, but pretty cool. Now, as you could probably tell, it's not exactly in perfect condition. It is wearing my favorite factory quality repaint, you know, flat black. Yeah, there's been some work done. Yeah, that's cool. Our friend Rooster is currently building a car almost just like this one over on his channel, Rooster's Restos. It's that color. Now, this isn't Jaybird's handiwork we're looking at here. He bought this car this way. Thus far, the engine turns over, but it doesn't want to run, so we're gonna see if we can figure that out. I don't know what it is about Coronets and missing their front door panels, but that's pretty normal in my book. And it does have totally wrong front seats. But a factory buddy. Apparently, there's no trunk gasket. Yeah, this isn't ideal. Yeah, new brake pedal pad. Obviously, this was someone's project, and it hasn't been finished. But it appears to be an original gold with black interior, 67 Coronet 500 with bucket seats and a buddy. Now, it's no big surprise the floors are not exactly perfect. Yeah, it's gonna need some stuff over here. The not at all rare glove box delete model. More special Coronet 500 stuff. Notice all the blue tinted glass? Factory AC equipment. Now, before I open the hood on this thing, I want to do something I never ever do, which is talk about VIN decoding. You know, the numbers. This is the VIN plate in the driver's door jamb. That first digit, W, means Coronet. P means premium. That second digit is the price class box. It could be L for low, M for medium, H for high, P for premium, and S for special. I'm sure there are other options. 23 means two-door hardtop. We already knew that. The next digit is G. In 67, G means 383, big block. The 7 means 67. I think the 5, normally that's a letter that says which plant it was built in. And then the rest is the sequence number. Well, if that's to be believed, this is like a bona fide muscle car, kind of. Big block Coronet 500 with bucket seats. Yep, that's a big block. Now, I just want to get out ahead of this one here and say some weird stuff in here has happened. Our friend Jaybird bought the car like this, so, you know, save the hate mail. Anyway, there's some wires that don't belong. Some other things that I don't think I like. I do like the dual snorkel air cleaner, although it's a later production unit. Now, at first blush, this is kind of interesting. Some nice shiny new paint in here. Some shiny chrome valve covers. The carburetor doesn't even look all that bad. The distributor's nice and new, but it's painted black for some reason. Immediately I noticed the valve covers are on backwards. This is supposed to hold the heater hoses over there. And this random plastic lid is covering the breather slash oil fill, which again, should be over there. This car is equipped with the special HP exhaust manifolds, which is a cool upgrade. They don't belong here, but pretty cool anyway. There's a later voltage regulator and a lot of stuff. I believe that's a truck brake booster. I'm really surprised it actually fits in here. PCP valve vacuum apparently is extra. I think what happened here is somebody decided that they could rewire a car with no problem. So they did. Yeah, it's not looking too hot. Everything's just kind of scary. I'd love to figure out what this engine is. Unfortunately, it has an older, earlier 60s style alternator bracket that perfectly blocks the number pad. I have no idea what that is. It's connected to something. Every single thing going on in this region is bad. So, as I can only imagine is exceedingly obvious by now, this thing needs an engine compartment harness. Even so, our job here is to make it run. So, let's see if we can do that. This is a normal points distributor, but for some reason, someone added a ground wire to it. It's case grounded. It doesn't need that. And this reminds me of like all the times that people in various Mopar groups have asked for electrical advice and other people have said, it's the grounds. It's never the grounds. You know, when Tom first saw this thing, he said it was the perfect Jamie car. Well, I feel like I should be offended. I have to agree. I don't think I've ever seen a more Jamie car. This is awesome. Quite a while back now, I did a video on the channel about Mopar ignition systems. And I kind of went into how the boxes work and how these simple point systems work. Basically, battery power in here and ground here. The points ground out when they're closed and lose that ground when they're open. Every time they open, a spark should happen. That's not happening here, so that could be a problem. The points are currently closed, so when I connect this positive, I should get a nice satisfying spark. I actually was getting little sparks a minute ago, but they're gone. So one of two things is true. Either the coil is bad, or there's no ground in the points. Pretty common, especially on things that sit for a while. They fuzz over, and then they don't make contact through there anymore. So, take a skinny file, piece of sandpaper, a screwdriver, scrub in there. Try again. Okay. Too easy. Actually still wasn't sparking out of there. Conveniently, someone already added a starter button, so that's cool. And when I connect coil positive, it does do that thing we like. Or it did. What the heck? Hang on. Yeah, it's a bad connection. I don't know any history on this car. I don't know what further horrors are waiting for me in here. But I do know this is a big block Chrysler engine full of clean oil that cranks right over, sounds even, something I'm always looking for, and now has spark. So if I do this, and I do this, it should reward me, as long as the timing is somewhere close, with noises. No noises. Man, I'm having flashbacks. A couple years ago, I sold my friend Dave a Belvedere that was like identical to this. Well, I did a cursory check of the firing order and it's correct, but one is here. And it's supposed to be here-ish. So now I have more questions. Just looking at the plug wire holders and brackets and things, I could swear this is an early 60s engine. I have noticed these HP manifolds are dated 1969. Ooh, I just noticed this too, but you know, what's a little vacuum leak among friends? Or two. Now, if you haven't noticed, none of the spark plug wire routing is correct, or ideal, or even safe really, but it's good enough to fire. All right, I pulled out the number one spark plug, which was loose already. You know, that's always a good sign. And put my finger in front of the hole, and I cranked the engine over. Waited for the big poof. It's actually easier than that with the plug out. You can just listen for the jump in compression. And wouldn't you know it, the rotor's slightly past, but it's like right down there where it's supposed to be. So yeah, firing order was correct, just in totally the wrong place. So now I've put it in hopefully the right place. And I decided before I try to start it, it's probably a good idea to put the number one plug back in. If I ever mentioned that big blocks are really annoying to work on in anything but a truck, maybe a C-body. Carburetor leaks gas, but it's only a little bit. Well, what do you like now? More gas. Okay, next problem, and it's not what you think. This test lead's bad. I touched it straight to metal from battery positive and nothing happened. Okay, I recently learned when you're thirsty, you should drink that one, but not that one. Trust me. Hey, that's what's supposed to happen.
What's it breaking?
Okay. Too easy. Oh. Well, all right. I think we all learned a valuable lesson. Good news. Lots of transmission fluid. Bad news, not pretty. Good news, the brake pedal does something. Bad news, the booster's definitely bad. I've never seen one of these stickers before, but I think I like it. I'd love to adjust the seat so I could like reach things, but there's no adjustment. Headlights, oh, this is just too deluxe. No such luck back here, but that's to be expected. Man, this thing is just made of vacuum leaks. Gotta come over here to a project you haven't even seen yet, which you hopefully will soon, to rob pieces that I already robbed from another project once. While we're here, will it run today? No. Not so much. Sadness. I have no idea how much gas is in this car, and I can't really check, so I think that means it's fine. Oh, and notice once I figured out what was going on, it started just fine without that stupid extra ground. I'm sure it would charge just fine without this too. I mean, obviously it's not doing anything. The gas looks, but it is burning. Much like the 76-pack Roadrunner we got running a few weeks ago, this thing also needs a water pump. So that's great. So did I earball the timing right? I think I did. What the heck is that noise? Fire the lifter noise. Not quite sure what that's about. Well, we better just rip the Band-Aid off now and see if it goes. Yes. Oh, the brakes are bad. Explain to me how the power steering works with no fluid in it. It's impressive. The engine's kind of noisy. All of the accessories leave something to be desired. How the speedometer works, that's cool. And the odometer says 81,081. It's making some smells. It's probably gonna melt those spark plug wires because they're way too short. Transmission, it seems okay, but I don't really like the color of that fluid. Brakes, obviously, not great. So what I'm saying is, it kind of needs some work. But, you know, it's a driver. If we got keys with this car, I haven't found them yet, but they're just kind of extra in my world. At least in these pre-70 models. Mild off-roading, nothing to worry about. The brake booster does kind of work. It's just everything else in the brake system that's bad, I think. Did I say shifter adjustment is bad? Well, shifter adjustment is bad. Oh, and did I mention it's low on coolant? I feel like I did. You know, might be a little tired. Let me just turn the key off. Circulating coolant, I think. And it's even holding pressure. Nice. Yeah, the brake booster makes cool whooshing noises when you shut the engine off. Oh, is that like that? We could probably talk about fender tags and option codes and stuff too, but being a 67, it basically makes no sense. They didn't go to the later standardized ones with the 3-digit codes until 69. These have this weird double alphabet arrangement. And really, we already know everything we need to know. We know this thing is awesome, and that it runs and kind of drives. That's a great place to start. I have some concerns about those ticky noises. And since the valve covers need flipped side for side anyway, we'll probably take those off and look for loose rockers. That might put a damper on things here, turning this into a drivable car. Someone did the heater delete. Might be nice to undelete that. New water pump and a radiator that fits. Well, that would be an asset. Obviously, we're just gonna buy a new engine harness. I mean, they're like $100-something. Not expensive, money well spent. I would love to know what this engine actually is, but I'm not crawling under there right now. We'll get it on some concrete or something later. This is kind of neat. It's also loose. Well, I don't know about you, but I think this was a great use of time. This car runs and moves now, and it didn't take very much. All of a sudden, it's kind of inspiring, and I'm excited to work on it. But for now, I think I'll sit back, drink an entire bottle of water, and revel in the fact that this thing's a working car. Was this too easy? Does this even count as a revival? I don't know. I don't think it matters. Anyway, thanks for watching. And remember, paint it black, put it back. Is that fender bent? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. These things are pretty cool.